Hey everyone. Today we're going to do a shallow water flipping jig. I could finally do these now that I got my new sparkie mold since this is what I wanted to do when I dropped it. But anyway, in the vise is a 1/4 ounce sparkie jig. I've done these in so far in a 1/4 and a 3/8, and I'm tying a 1/4 now because I finished my last 3/8. So, but it's the same thing, just a little bit bigger. Uh, 1/4 ounce sparky jig, weedless sparky jig. We got a 2/0 owner 5304 deep throat jig hook, and the color is green pumpkin special. That's basically the pattern is green pumpkin special. That's what we're going with. So let's get started here with some 210 flat wax nylon in olive. And if you take notice, I have that little ding there. Um, I didn't know that until I put this in the vise. It happens when you pour. You get some. Now, for other people, that's unacceptable, but for me, it isn't going to hurt anything. So we'll, you know what? I should put a little glue on there anyway, even though the wire keeper I used the WB800, so it's up pretty far. But we're going to put a little bit of glue there. That's just to keep the thread from going down in there and getting cut, because that's the only thing that could cause. Doesn't really hurt anything else. Okay, we got our base. First thing we're going to do is we're a half tab, and I took a half tab and cut it in half to make it easier to tie in. But this is green pumpkin candy, and just tie it right in the middle. You'll have extra, which is a good thing. This is such an easy one to do, but um, I call it a shallow water flipping jig because that's what I'm making these for, is shallow water in the summer. These little, and they're not finesse, they're compact. Like that hook is fairly stout. So it's a compact deal. And it has to do more with the water I fish. I'm in Pennsylvania, so it's not the land of giants by any means. So I tend to do, and that's the other shoe that drops is the pressure. Um, lot of pressure on the water I fish. There's not a whole lot, and everybody hits the same spots. So to be successful, I it's one of the things about making your own tackle. You could make sure you have something that nobody else has. And believe me, the fish do get conditioned to this stuff. I had to adjust my thread here. For some reason, I can't get that one strand to go over. That's good enough. I thought it was good enough. Looking at the wrong thing. Boy, I'm having a difficult time with that. Oh well. There we go. Now just get that one and this one. The reason I'm being so fussy with this is because when the weed guard goes in, I don't want, one side having a lot more than the other side. You could actually see it. It looks terrible. Okay, we got that green pumpkin candy. Now we're going to add a full tab. This is a zoom color. This is green pumpkin gold. This is a really nice color too. All those zoom ones are. They're different than what you would expect when you read the description, like green pumpkin red, watermelon red. They have a different look to them. Their green pumpkins are different. And that's it. Uh, One of the things, if you're making like jigs to sell, um, and you want to replicate the patterns, like don't buy green pumpkin from, say, fishing skirts and then go, to Lure Parts and buy it, because chances are, even though there's only, what is it, two companies now that produce skirt material, um, you might find that the color is off. You know, uh, I learned that a long time ago. It's not always the same, and there's so many different shades of this stuff. Like green pumpkin, there's army green pumpkin, there's light green pumpkin, uh, and every different shade, if they put glitter in it, that changes it. So here's the other tab, 2.5 tabs, and yeah, you take notice, I'm yapping at the mouth again. But some things, I had to learn everything the hard way when I started this. And if I could save somebody a couple of bucks and some time, with trial and error, it's worth it to me. I didn't have a resource, um, so everything you did was sort of by the seat of your pants. You did the best you could, and you figured out a lot of things. So now that was one of the reasons behind my channel, is to try to, you know, give you some tips and help you to avoid some of the pitfalls, save you some money and some time. Okay, that's how easy that was. Now we'll whip finish it. Yeah, what I'm going to do with this is going to be, fairly uh, clear to stained water. 2 foot of visibility is pretty good for this, I believe. This pattern. Laydowns, um, rock piles, bridge abutments, anything where we got some shallow water and something to hold the fish. That's pretty much where this is going to come into play. So we're all tied up. We're going to take a little bit of Sally Hansen's here, hard as nails, clear. If you don't know which one to get, it's number 800. At least that's the one I've always used. Uh, Again, you'll be saying, if somebody hasn't um, seen any of like they've seen some of my older videos, might say, hey, you use that water-based head cement. And that would be the case. But once again, I dumped it. My fingers weren't working that day and I should have put it down, but I didn't. So what ended up happening was, um, got to get the big scissors out. what ended up happening was I dumped the bottle and I haven't replaced it. Next week, I'm going to go down to Cabela's and see if I can't get any. You know, there's no sense in ordering it when that's really the only thing I need. I really hit Barlow's up hard. Um, the last month and a half. Really, that's because I had 6 months where I couldn't do any of this, and now it's getting to me. It's all coming out at one time. But you gotta love it. I really enjoy my tackle making, coming up with different patterns when I'm working on new stuff or, replicating some old stuff that I had. Okay, now I'm gonna give this a final trim to get it to the length that I want it. Um, I'll get it a little on the short side. That way it gives me that little bit of extra flair. Looks pretty good. Now we'll take some super glue gel. Don't need a lot. And we'll throw our weed guard in there. So far, so good. And now we're going to put a trailer on here. And this is one of Barlow's pocket craws, the 3-inch. And what I did was I just trimmed a little, like about a 1/4 inch off of there. We'll see where it comes out at. And we'll throw this on there. Come on. I purposely make that we don't got a lot. It's bulky up here, and when you in the water, you can really see this. It shows up well, but on this pattern, again, this is new for me, but I've done similar ones with green pumpkin candy and a lot of the Zoom colors I've been using. But this green pumpkin special paint, it's almost like roadkill, to be honest with you. But it seems that you get a little bit of that green pumpkin uh, gold really, really seems to match this head color, and then we put a little bit of the green pumpkin candy in there just to give that little bit of shot of purple that we have. I don't know. It's hard to tell with my excellent camera skills, but there's purple in this but it's not a lot. That's why we only use a half a tab of the green pumpkin candy. But there it is. Our shallow water flipping jig with our sparkie head. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.